Hi everybody, this is Guru Francis from Filipino Martial Arts School, and today is another episode of Bayani Talk. Hi everybody, this is Guru Francis from Filipino Martial Arts School, and today is another episode of Bayani Talk. So let's get right into this. I've ran a bunch of tournaments for the past 20 years that I've been working within Filipino martial arts. The first tournament that I helped run was the 2008 Wake Off USA national tournament back in 2008. Then the next one that I ran was the Warriors Cup. That was a local tournament that my school, Visayan and Legacy Association, hosted. Then we hosted, my company, 413 Group, hosted the 2015 GSBA USA Western Regional Tournament. Then we also hosted again the the No Quarter Challenge held in conjunction with Filipino Martial Arts Club at UCR, as well as the Battle of the Bayani held this year in Oxnard, California. And I was also instrumental in putting together the 2016 GSBA World Championship held in Honolulu, Hawaii. And with all those years of experience, I'm here to tell you right now, there's one thing that we absolutely need to run the tournament. Can you take a guess what that is? Go ahead, I'll wait. I'll tell you right now, the one thing that we need to run these tournaments are judges and referees. That's it. We need judges, no matter how much fighters I'm able to pull in, no matter how great the sponsors that I'm able to get for these tournaments, if we don't have judges and referees, we can't run the tournament. And as much as we would like to make these tournaments run as smoothly and as fast as possible, when we have a lack of judges and referees, we can't run a tournament. So judges and referees are also volunteers. They're not getting paid to do this. They're just volunteering to do this. Why are they doing it? Because they love Filipino martial arts and they want to promote Filipino martial arts. So if there's anyone within the Filipino martial arts industries that embodies and exemplifies what it's like to promote and propagate Filipino martial arts, are the volunteer judges and referees, including, of course, not limited to them, to the volunteers that help run the tournament. But judges and referees are pivotal in any tournament. So first of all, we want to say thank you to all the judges and referees that ever have volunteered to help us run tournaments. We thank you, maraming salamat po. But unfortunately, judges and referees are taking a lot of heat lately because they're not getting the right call. They're not giving the right calls, quote unquote, the right calls. Let me just share my thoughts about that. If we were to just get everybody to be in one room and teach them how to be a judge and referee, we could, let's just say we were able to do that. You still can't remove the element of the human factor, meaning that everybody's got a different perspective. Everybody's got from a different martial arts background. So they see things and they judge things differently, even from where they're sitting. If you ever notice in a tournament that the judges don't all sit together, they just sit in different opposite sides of the corner of the ring. So from maybe your perspective, you see things differently, but from the judge's perspective, they see things differently. So this is what makes it really, really hard. But that's the nature of any sport, that there's a human factor that comes into it. In any sport that you ever play, there's always going to be calls that are questionable. Now, but the thing about it, the people that are complaining are the ones where the calls went against them. But I bet you if the calls went for them, they're not going to be complaining. Okay, so the problem is that when the calls or when the judges give their assessment, their scores, judges get attacked. And I'm here to tell you right now, I've judged matches before. I've judged many matches. In fact, I'm wearing, and I'll show you this. Yeah, I'm wearing my GSBA official T-shirt, meaning that I am a certified judge within the Global Stick and Blade Alliance organization. So in one tournament, and I'm not going to mention which tournament this is, I was asked to judge. And again, I was just purely volunteer. And I judged the match, and it didn't go well for one fighter. But guess what? It's always going to go not well for one fighter or the other. You got to pick who do you think won and who do you think lost. Now, I'm one of those judges that allows the fighters to come and talk to me after and ask them and give them, if they ask me, of course, my assessment as to why they won or why they lost. In this particular case, this one fighter asked me, why did I think that they lost? And I told them that it wasn't because they weren't showing any defense. Their offense was great, but their defense were lacking. And according to the rules, defense must be shown at all times. And defense is blocking, checking, bobbing and weaving, or even running away. Those are defense. In that particular match, the fighter just kept himself hitting the opponent as hard as he can and not blocking or evading or checking. None of that happened. So when I called the match, I called him as the non-winner. Well, the fighter got upset. Surely enough, he got upset, and I'm like, well, that's my assessment. I'm sorry that you didn't win. I'm sorry that you don't like it, but that's my assessment. Take it or leave it. Well, then this person went to his teacher, who happens to be the tournament director of that tournament, and that tournament director pulled everybody in and called me out. And called me out and said, well, you're judging incorrectly. You're not doing this correctly. And I'm like, excuse me, wait a minute, hold on, just time out for 1 second. My assessment was that his defense was lacking, and their response to me was the best defense is the great offense. I said, not in this case, because in this case his offense was great, but so was his opponent's. But his opponent showed a little bit of more defense than he did by blocking or checking, and even evading a couple of his strikes. And yet that's why I declared him the winner. So again, the tournament director and now his entire clan started coming, started yelling at me, and I'm like, I'm not the kind of punk that will back down from a fight, especially when I know I'm right. Fortunately enough, my crew jumped in, and even jumped in and backed me up. Now, the bottom line here is this: it takes 2 judges to declare a winner or a loser. But why was I the only one singled out? Well, I found out that the other 2 judges were from the same school. Somehow, one of those 2 judges agreed with me that the other fighter was a little bit better than their classmate. But they didn't chastise this person. They didn't yell at this person. I was singled out because I wasn't from their club. Well, suffice to say, I stopped volunteering being a judge for the rest of that tournament. About 15 minutes later, nobody else now is volunteering to be a judge. Nobody else is now being volunteering to be a referee. And now the tournament ran into a standstill because they can't move forward. And the tournament director, with humility, came up to me and says, excuse me, I need you to judge. They didn't ask me to judge. He almost was demanding for me to judge. And I told this person, you know what? You just got done calling me a liar and a cheat. And now you're asking me to be a judge and referee. Well, you don't trust my judgment anyway. So no, I won't volunteer to be a judge and referee. And then he goes, and now you can take your face and walk on out of here. Now, I wasn't happy with that response that I gave this person, but I was definitely angry. I was definitely upset. But the mere fact is that he, being the tournament director, he should have had my back. He should have been defending my call. Instead, he just singled me out because that was his student, and I wasn't part of his little precious little club. So yes, I stopped volunteering for being a judge and referee for that tournament, and the tournament went to a standstill. Nobody was volunteering. Nobody was judging anymore. Everybody left. Everybody stopped volunteering to be a judge. There were still matches going on, so now they had to do a makeshift who they think won, and they just pointed at the winner. So that's what's so hard about being a judge and referees, because we get ridiculed, we get yelled at, we get chastised for giving our assessment of a match. But again, judges and referees are all volunteers. Okay, they're all volunteers. They are helping run this tournament, and to yell at them, to chastise them just because you didn't like a call, that's just not cool. It's not very martial artsy, if that's even a word. It's not very polite, and it's just not a good thing to do. Yes, bad calls happen. Yes, you don't have to always agree with the judges and referee, but having a temper tantrum and yelling at the judges or referee is not the answer. You can talk to the tournament director, and you guys can always try to work something out. But calls will not always go your way. Sometimes it's going to go the other way. That's just the laws of numbers. Sometimes it goes your way, and sometimes it goes their way. It happens. But you must show respect to judges and referees at all times. That's just my 2 cents. What do you believe? Do you believe that we should show respect to judges and referees at all times? Comment down below. My name is Guru Francis Arnis from Filipino Martial Arts School. This is another episode of Bayani Talk. Peace out, God bless, and keep swinging them sticks.